Hello, guys. Hope that you're doing well. Welcome back to yet another episode of the Thought Curator podcast. I'm so excited to have you today, and I have quite an interesting episode lined up for you. So let's get straight into it, and welcome back. Hello. How are you today? Welcome back to another episode of the Thought Curator podcast. I'm so excited to have you on today. I'm so excited to be speaking to you today. So, welcome to the Third Curator podcast. My name is Faith, and this is my podcast on positive thoughts for a positive life. So, yeah, thank you for joining me today. And I hope that this episode teaches you something or inspires you to have a beautiful week. Welcome to episode 6. And on episode 6, I'm going to be sharing my thoughts on failure. Last week, we had a check-in episode just to check in on you and remind you that you are still on the road. You still have the eyes on the prize, and just because you have faced some challenges and some tough moments, it doesn't mean that you have given up on the vision. So that was just to check in on you and just to remind you that we all struggle, and it's okay to just sometimes take a pause and continue. So it is February. We made our goals in January. Some of us made the goals before the year started, and we have our eyes on the prize. So, what happens when we encounter challenges on the road? What happens when we encounter challenges along the way? Because it's not always going to be smooth. It's not always going to be easy ride. What happens when we fall? That's what I'm going to be sharing my thoughts on, because failure is just a bump on the road. It doesn't mean that you've lost it all. It's just a pause, because you need to pick yourself back up. You need to remind yourself of who you are and pick it up and move swiftly, because the eyes are still set on the prize. So I'm going to be sharing my thoughts on failure and how can we overcome and how can we get back from moments where we felt like we've fallen. How do we get back on track and remind ourselves that we are going to conquer and that we are not failures? Because honestly, success just consists of going from failure to failure. It's you fall today, you get up, you fall tomorrow, you get up. That's how you're going to be successful. Success is going from failure to failure without losing enthusiasm. Do not lose that urge to really want to get to the goal. Do not give up. When you fail, don't stay down. Don't stay there where you have fallen into the mud. Get back up, clean yourself up, dust yourself up, and go and move. Because when everything seems to be going against you, you should just remember that an airplane takes off against the wind, not with the wind. That's the saying of one very wise man called Harry Ford. He said that when everything seems to be going against you, remember that an airplane takes off against the wind, not with it. And it's so true, you know. When you are going on the right track, when you seem like you're really hitting your mark and hitting your milestones, is when challenges now start to come up and they start to rear their heads and want to put you down. That's because you're an airplane, you're a strong force. And what is going to stop this strong force? It's challenges. It's those moments where you feel like, I don't think I can make it. It's those moments where you feel like, I don't think I have the capacity for this. It's those moments where you feel like, am I really able to get to it? Is this vision too big? Is this dream too big? That's when you should gather your strongest force and forge on, because that's how a plane flies. That's how a plane flies. It's against the wind, it's against the challenges. And that's where, when you emerge at the end, you feel the victory. You feel that the prize was worth it, you know? Failure is just an indication that you have another chance to try again. When you fall today, they say that when you go down, there's nowhere else you're going apart from up. There's nowhere else to go. When you get down, or when you go low, there's nowhere else to go except back up. So it's just an indication that you have another chance to try again. It will even give you the courage to face even stronger challenges. Have you ever faced something and actually they say that you will not remember, come to think of it, that thing that was worrying you in 2020, do you even still remember it? If you sat today and asked, what was it that was bothering you on that particular day? You don't even remember. It's because when you overcame it, you moved. And when you moved, you even became stronger. And now you're able to face even stronger challenges, even bigger problems than those that you were facing then. And the same problem that you're facing today, 5 years from now, you will not even remember. They will not even matter in the first place. You know, the battles that you're fighting now and you feel like they are the biggest, they're the ones that are weighing you down. They're the ones that are now going to kill you completely. When you think of it 5 years from now, you will not remember, because you will have advanced, you will have become stronger, more resilient, and hence you will even be have the capacity to face even more and bigger. And those ones will not even be challenging you even anymore. There are some things that when are brought your way right now, if they were brought to you 2 years ago, you would not have the capacity for them. But today you're able to face them and you're able to stand and walk and even smile. That's not the same person that's not the same person from 2 years ago. You are different today. You have more capacity to handle things today, more grace, more favor to handle it today than you would have handled it before. You have even more wisdom to go through it today than you would have gone through it 2 years ago. And that is why, even if you're facing mountains and mountains, your life should not stop just because you're facing life should not stop at the point where you encounter failure in your life. That is when now you feel like, oh my God, I am done. I am fed up. I am done. This one, I don't think I can get back up. I don't think I can overcome this. But again, you're told that life should not stop here, because there is bigger, there is much better, there is more to come than this. And that's why you're told it should not stop at the point where you have failed or where you have perceived yourself, because it's all a perception. It's all in the mind. When you perceive that you have failed, it doesn't mean that you have failed. It's just a hurdle along the way. It's just one more stair. It's just one more staircase. One more stair to climbing up, you know. It should not stop. Just gather that strength from the depths of your inner core, and just pick yourself up and try again. Because we are always trying. Waking up, we are trying. Hustling, we are trying. You know, pushing yourself, it's always just trying again and again and again. We face rejection, you try again. You lose something, you try again. You fail, you try again. So it should not stop. Life is a momentum. Life is a wheel that keeps rolling. It's a ball that keeps rolling. It's a wheel that keeps moving. So move with it. You encounter failure today, it's not as easy as I say, but try. Try and try again. Don't give up, because when you give up, that's the point now where all the problems will pile up on you. All the challenges now will come in full swing and will now squish you down. It will squish you and you will be helpless. I speak today with a lot of conviction because I feel it's not, this message is not just for you. It's not, I'm not just speaking to you. I speak to myself as well. When I speak to you, I speak to myself because I do not take myself as an expert of anything. I have not mastered anything in this life. Even me, I am trying and trying every day. So the same way that this message has come to encourage you is the same way that it's speaking to me as well. So I'm speaking with a lot of conviction because I'm telling myself the same things that I'm telling you. That we try again. We wake up tomorrow, we try again. We face rejection, we try again. We do not get that what we want, we try again and again and not give up. And in the end, it always gives. It always gives. It always gives. Truly, tough times and seasons create the strongest, most resilient people. No lie. No lie. Tough times, tough seasons. I told you, life has seasons. There will be up, there will be down. There will be moments of rest. But those moments, they create the strongest, they create the most resilient, strongest, toughest people. They say that the roughest of seas make the best sailors, because it is in those tides, it is in those moments that your expertise comes alive. That's where you sharpen your skills. That's where your wisdom grows. That's where you have to think very fast. That's when you have to really get solutions very fast, because times are rough. Things are thick. Things are thick. And that's when you have to really be wise. It is in these moments that we now start becoming fearful and are scared of the unknown, scared of what the future may hold. And we start becoming timid and cautious. We are even scared of taking risks that will bring the desired changes in our lives, because we've just faced a hurdle. But if only you would take it as a hurdle, if only you would take it as just a step to the next endeavor, then it would be better. We take each moment of failure as a lesson. And yes, there are lessons from our failure. There are things that you can pick up. There are things that you can learn to correct. There are things that you will sharpen. There are things that you will correct. There are things that you will note and put a pin on. You say that you put a pen on it so that you come back to it and you're like, the reason why it didn't work out this time is because of this. So yes, maybe we can learn to take the lessons from our failures, learn to pinpoint whatever it could be or could have been that made us fall in the first place. And with that, how are we going to move forward from this and overcome that failure and not stay there and not wallow in our misery? Because we are not wallowing in our misery. We have a vision to get to, we have a goal, and we have to achieve it because we are accountable to ourselves. You only have you to be accountable to, not everyone else, because the goal and the dream is only put in your heart for you. Your other person has not been tasked with the responsibility that you have been tasked with. So yeah, it's your responsibility, it's your dream, it's your goal, it's your vision. It's you who has to get up and do it. It's you who has to hustle. Failure actually comes from our greatest fears. It comes from our greatest fears because we feel like if this is the mark that I've told myself and this is what I'm scared of not achieving, then I have failed. It's all in the mind. For me, my fear when it comes to making more money from home, oh my God. If only there was a way that I could convince my mind that I can comfortably sit in my house and make money, and not just money, big money. That is a fear that it's all in my mind. And this year I hope that I will be able to conquer that fear, and when that doesn't happen, doesn't mean that I failed. Another one of my fear that comes to mind is when it comes to pursuing the things that I love. I know that I love this thing. I know that I'm good at this thing. But now, it is the part where I get to do it is where I have the problem. The how, the when, the why I have, the when and the how, the when and the when, sorry. It's the how and the when that I have a problem with. And these are things that make me feel sometimes that I'm not living my full potential, because my biggest fear and greatest fear in life would be that, I truly fear more than anything in this life to not be able to live out my potential or to miss out on my purpose and passion. Oh my God, those two things scare me. They scare me a lot. And I would not want to live this life and to out without. Honestly, for me, I'm not ready to out this life full. I do not want to go out of this life full. I want to have exhausted myself, to have exhausted my potential. In short, I don't want to die having everything left in me. By that I mean, I want to have exhausted myself. I want to have served my purpose. I want to have fulfilled my purpose and my what's the word that I'm looking for? I want to have served. I want to have fulfilled my purpose. I want to have completed my mission. That's what I want. That's the word I was looking for. I want to have completed my mission. I want to have served humanity well. I want to have poured into my children well. I want to have poured everything that pertains being a mother to my children. Everything that pertains being a good human to my children. I want to have been poured everything that I have when it comes to being a wife to my husband. I want to have poured everything that it means to be a woman to other women and girls. I want to have just I want to have exhausted my love for my loved ones. I want to have shown it, not just said it. I want to have said it and showed it as well to my family, to my loved ones, to my friends. I want to have shared that with them. I don't want to live this life full. I want, when I get back to my maker, I want him to know that I poured everything that he gave me, because I know I have so much potential, and that potential I want to utilize it. I know I have gifts inside of me, and I want to utilize those gifts. I want to make sure that I exhaust myself so that when I die, I will not have an excuse to not go, because I will have finished my mission. And if it is failing, I'm ready to fail and I'm ready to try again. I'm ready to fail and I'm ready to try again, having faith that God is going to hold my hand and that I will not fall so many times, because He's there to lift me up. That I have a soft landing because He is with me, that because God is with me. I want to live this life full. If it is laughing, I want to laugh to the fullest. If it is cheering people on, I want to cheer people on to the fullest. If it is loving, I want to love to the fullest. If it is sharing, I want to share to the fullest. So nothing is going to hold me back. Even if I fall, I will try again tomorrow. Even if I woke up today, or I wake up today not having the energy for it, because there are those days when I feel like I don't want to get up today. It's exhausting, but I will wake up because I know that I have a goal. And when I face rejection, when I'm told no so many times, I will still try again. I will still ask, so that you tell me the a million no's that you have to say. But at least I tried. At least I asked. At least I asked and I sought for that opportunity. So yeah, that was just my thoughts today, and I have shared it with you. I don't know what it has done to your life. I don't know if it has taught you something. I don't know if it has inspired something or motivated something. Whatever it is, I hope that you're going to have a good day and that you're going to have a good week, a productive one, and that even if you fail, you will remember to try again. You will remember to rise, and you will remember to try and do it again and not give up. Because when you give up, that's the end. So my message is that you try again. And I'd like to know, what are some of these things that have caused you to fail or have made you feel like you have failed? I'd like to have a community that I can hear your thoughts as well. Because I'm sharing my thoughts. It wouldn't hurt for me to hear yours as well. So leave a comment on the show, on the comments down below. If you're watching this on Anchor or Spotify, there's a place where you can place your comment. Just let me hear your thoughts. Just let me hear what you think about this. And remember to follow, because these are podcasts and you can follow. You can become an OG. You can become an OG to my pod. It wouldn't hurt. I'd appreciate. In fact, thank you so much for listening to the end. Thank you for listening to this end. I truly, truly appreciate it. And I don't take it for granted. This really excites me. It makes me so happy to record this for you. So thank you so much for listening. They say that the dream is free, but the hustle comes at a different price. It comes separately with a different cost, and you have to pay the price, baby. If you are going to make it, you have to pay the price. You have to get up on those early mornings. You have to chase. You have to make those calls. You have to chase those orders. You have to do whatever it takes. You have to go back to that client as many times as you can, with the so many rejection that you're going to face. No matter how many no's you're going to be told, you have to go back again and again and again without giving up, because it is you who is after the dream. It is you who's after that vision. The client that is telling you no has nothing to do with it. The client that is telling you no does not even know the vision, does not even know the goal that you told yourself that in 3 months you want to have made 100,000 Kenya shillings or whatever. That person does not know that. You have to apply for that job and reapply, because you have told yourself that in the next 5 months you want to have found a job. You have to sit down and make that business plan, because you told yourself that you're going to have a business running in 2023. So baby, whose vision is it? The vision is yours. Whoever is on the other side has nothing to do with it. So it is just you to come back on your own to yourself and tell yourself, let's persevere because we know what we are after. Let's persevere because we know what we are looking for. Let's persevere because this is just a step towards my goal. This is just a step towards my vision. So yeah, there are a few things that you could learn from failure. There's a few things that you could pick up on the thick of things and tell yourself that I am on the right track. I am doing the right thing. This mountain that I'm facing is just a step towards where I am going, and I am going to step on it, and it's just going to be one more stone to my building, because failure is a sign that you're doing something constructive in life. Failure is just a sign that you're doing something good. When you embark on a project, do not let failure stop you from attempting it a second time. When it falls today, be sure to be there tomorrow again to do it again. Do not give up on the vision. Do not give up on the project just because it didn't work out the first time. You could change the strategy. You could change the people you were working with. You could change the materials that you used, but do not give up on that project. You could just tweak a few things, change a few things, refine a few things, upgrade a few things, but do not give up on it. Do not throw away the idea. Do not throw away the project just because it didn't work out the first time. Do not give up on the business just because the first time you ate all the money. Do not give up on the business just because the first time the location was wrong. Do not give up on the business just because the suppliers you had chosen were too expensive. or whatever that could be. Failure helps us to redefine our priorities. God sometimes makes us to fail so that we can retrace our steps and be able to refocus in life one more time, just to align ourselves with God's purpose. Because sometimes we go on and on, just thinking we know everything, and you have not sought the will of God in what you're doing. You are doing things according to your own understanding, because the Bible says that do not rely on your own understanding and your own wisdom, but there is He who gives all wisdom and is all knowing. If only you would seek His guidance, if only you would seek His wisdom, His guidance, He would give you the right track to follow. And He'd even bless you and give you the grace and the favor for it. So sometimes we fail so that we can just go back to the drawing board again and be like, oh, last time I thought I was wise, but God, you gave me a lesson. You taught me. I lost everything. I lost all my investment. And this time I do not want to go wrong. I do not want to go wrong when I try again. So help me, God, to find another way. Teach me how to do this right. Sometimes God just wants us to bring ourselves back to Him and to give Him His glory where it's due. Because we cannot boast of ourselves. We cannot boast of our own knowledge. What do you know? What do I know? We are all human. We are not all knowing. So yes, it's important that sometimes when you fall, get back on the drawing board and start with the source, because the source knows everything. He's all knowing. If it is wisdom, He'll give you. If it is the grace for business and favor, you will not even have to struggle. You will not have to struggle. You will even be asking yourself, I didn't work hard for this, but it's coming. Do I deserve it? Yes, you deserve it. Because when God says yes, it is yes. And when He gives you the favor and the grace for something, men will wonder, how did this happen? Is it even possible? But with God it is possible. So yes, go back to the drawing board and realign a few things. Failure offers us a chance to learn. God gives us a chance to have a break and learn something new in our lives. We are always learning. Life is never ending. We cannot be all knowing at any point of our lives. We are always learning, always unlearning the old ways, always gaining new knowledge. If you open yourself up to learning something every day, you are going to have to learn something every day. Just open yourself up. Open your mind to new things. Open your eyes to new experiences so that you're able to gain something from everything. And sometimes when you fail, God is just telling us, learn something. Take a break, pause, rest, take a moment. Let's reassess the situation. And so that when you go back in, you're better equipped. And so that when you go back in, you're better prepared for what's coming. And when you get back in, you're better prepared, and your heart is in a good place. You have taken a pause, you have taken a rest, you have written a plan. Because without a plan, then you're planning to fail. So what is going to go on is, during this moment of rest, during this break, during this time of failure, during this time of wallowing in our misery, we are going to go back to the drawing board, and we are going to think again of what we're going to do right next time, and what am I going to do so that whatever happened last time doesn't happen again. See, you're a wiser person now. You're a better person now. Now it's just a moment of rest, so that when you go back in, you're stronger for it. Failure is an indication that you have another chance to try again. So prepare, train, and be ready for next time. Reassess, start afresh in a line of your passion. You have been given a time of rest. You fell, you are resting. You're now getting back up to go start again. You have to train yourself. This is another chance to do it right now this time. Or if not tried, so just try again and do better than last time. So that even if you fail hapo mbele, you have another stepping stone to the next ground. It's not always like you're starting clean. You're not starting clean on a clean slate. At least you have some knowledge now. You're better. You're better than the person who has not. Actually, two people can have a dream, but one person has not even started, and they have not failed. How are you going to compare yourself with somebody who has started a million businesses? Okay, not a million, maybe 100 businesses, and all have failed. And now you're a new person in the market wanting to start a business, and you don't know where to start from. You cannot compare yourself with that person who started um a moving company, who started a cleaning business, who started a clothes business, who started a shoe business, who started a food business, who started a whatever it is, a laundry, whatever. What other businesses are there? Whatever business you can think of. A person that is starting from zero, a person that is new to this, cannot compare themselves with that person who has had all those other businesses, even if they all failed. Still, that person has more experience than you, because you do not know anything until you fail. You do not know it. You're not an expert of it until you have failed in it. That's where now you can say, oh, now you can start advising people. You can now start being a motivational speaker. Because then you have something to say. It might not be a success story, but you can give people lessons, you know? Failure actually hardens you up. It hardens. It is meant to harden you up. Because sometimes you can start when you're soft and all mushy, and you think that, this, I'm going to kill it. Only to realize that it's not as easy as you think. So when you fail, you get hard. It hardens you up. Because once you hit rock bottom, the next place to go is just up. Nothing but up. When you have hit rock bottom, the only place you're going is up, nowhere else. Because you will now have set your mind that this place was not so beautiful. It was not all rosy. It was depressing. It was sad. It was full of anxiety. It was full of pain. but I am not going to stay here. I want the joy. I want the happiness. I want the money. I want the success. I want everything that is good. And everything that is good is up there. It is not down here at the bottom. It is up there. And that is where we are going. So when you hit down, rock bottom, the only place is to dust yourself up and go up and up and up. And nothing can challenge that person. A new challenge may come, but it will not be new. It will be like, oh, there's another one. Let's kill this and go to the next one and move to the next one swiftly. You will be better prepared for things. They will not even surprise you anymore. I know there are people who have done business and have lost a lot of money, such that somebody who has lost a small amount of money cannot compare themselves to those ones who have lost a lot, because that person who has lost more than $1 million in a deal would not be shocked, would not even be surprised if they lost another 1 million, because they already lost it. They know how they got back up. They know how they tackled that situation or how they handled it. They know how they dusted themselves up, and they know why they are still standing to this day. They know why they are still standing. They know why they are still the giant in whatever that they are in. So yeah, failure is good. Doesn't mean you stay there. Doesn't mean you wallow in your misery. Doesn't mean you tell everyone now that you've given up. As long as you don't give up on the dream, as long as you don't give up on your goal, as long as you don't give up on yourself, as long as you're willing to try again, you are it. You are in the right track. You are doing well, and success is only going to come. Nothing else. If you keep trying and trying and trying and failing and trying again and not giving up, success will only happen. It will happen. It will happen because you're not giving it a choice. It's not an option. It will have to happen. It's another episode down. Thank you so much for listening. Thank you for coming back to this podcast. This is the Thought Curator podcast. And I'm so appreciative of you taking your time to listen to me. I hope that you have an amazing day and an amazing week. And until next time, have a good one. Bye-bye.